Web3 technologies will revolutionize the world of commerce. By 2025, Web3 technologies will have revolutionized the world of commerce, in much the same way that Web 2 transformed access to information, physical and digital. Things will be listed and traded on an open, liquid, digital market. In the early days of the internet, information was mostly siloed within proprietary online networks. However, the zero marginal cost of distribution, combined with consumer demand, led to the single, searchable, open internet of information we enjoy today. Understandably, commerce has taken longer to make the leap. With the exchange of physical assets, the need to manage counterparties' risk, mediate disputes and ensure settlement, requires trust. This trust is vested in either trusted intermediaries or trusted sellers. Consequently, e-commerce transactions are mostly siloed within one of many, closed, proprietary systems. The advent of Web3 technology enables the automation of settlement by smart contracts, and the tokenization of physical asset commerce transactions into a universal standard such as NFTs. Just as decentralized finances, money Lego applications have begun to unbundle traditional finance, an ecosystem of decentralized commerce Lego protocols and applications will evolve to create an open marketplace for things, where everyone can share in the value they create. Supply chain intelligence will solve the food crisis. Several decades of accelerating climate change, a global pandemic, conflict, and fragmented supply chains impacted food production and distribution, driving the global food crisis to catastrophic levels. By 2027, major food, beverage, and consumer packaged goods manufacturers will use AI-driven supply chain technology to see future disruption and act before weather, labor issues, and other incidents can harm the global food supply. Contingency plans will be needed far less often because companies will have advanced insights exposing how future weather events will impact their suppliers, giving them ample time to find alternatives. They will predict spikes in commodity availability, change their purchasing habits and reformulate their products so shelves remain stocked. Food spoilage and waste during transit will no longer be a problem because manufacturers and shippers can spot unusual weather, labor issues, and other stoppages well in advance. Food distribution to remote locations that need it the most will no longer be delayed due to port and road closures. Predictive supply chain technology will enable companies to shift from reactive response to proactive action, keeping store shelves stocked and food flowing worldwide. AI will reinvent how we think about education. The traditional education system was invented nearly 200 years ago to meet the needs of the Industrial Revolution. It is not functional today. Today, the needs of our world have been gathered under the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. On the other hand, 21st century skills that will serve these needs are listed by the World Economic Forum. The younger generation already has the desire to co-create solutions to the world's biggest problems and create a more compassionate world. Technological progress is a great chance to help every child develop skills and competencies to solve these problems and build a better future. AI will be used to understand children's own interests to suggest the next step in their learning journey. AI will also generate insights for their parents and teachers and will turn them into mentors. The internet is already connecting children with the best experts, improving the quality of education and reducing inequalities. Every child will be able to ideate, prototype, test and iterate in a cost-effective way. In this way, they will innovate and improve the well-being of the world. Technology will bring the best opportunities to the best talent. The one sector that has gone through breakneck change in the last 2 years is the workplace. Office work has been the default for knowledge workers for decades and did not warrant a full rethink until the pandemic. The pandemic tested it to its fullest, but although we saw flat to increased productivity, the loss in cultural connectivity and an increase in anxiety, fatigue, apathy, and burnout are all also some of the effects being felt. In a pace of rapid change, it is hard to parse out each piece independently. The pandemic also lasted long enough to truly change the talent landscape for many companies to a permanent global and hybrid one. This means that companies can seize the day in thinking about a global talent market to tap into in a realistic fashion. So, if I had to be provocative, I would say that technology is going to be a true leveler. It will bring the best opportunities to the best talent irrespective of where they live, thereby truly unlocking the full potential of 1 billion knowledge workers. Human potential will be redirected towards more meaningful objectives. Documents as technology have served businesses well for centuries. In modern times, email may have replaced the need for a courier and documents may be stored electronically, but the underlying technology itself hasn't changed. That's a problem since documents are fundamentally an analog technology and today's world is digital. Computers aren't very good at manipulating natural language analog, but they are great at manipulating information in a database digital. So, taking a data-first approach to constructing agreements opens the door to hyper-efficient transactions facilitated by computers. By converting agreements into structured digital information, software can assemble, manipulate, store, share, and understand these agreements in ways that weren't previously impossible. When done successfully, the end user sees a document written in natural language and is able to edit the text of the agreement, in the same way that they would in a traditional word processor. But behind the scenes, the agreement is still a collection of database values which are updated to reflect the user's interactions with that document. Ultimately, the impact will be a future with radically more efficient markets that free up massive amounts of wasted human potential to be redirected toward more meaningful objectives.